Standard form. Now standard form will always be written as a, an integer or a decimal, times 10 to the power of another number. Now this a will always be greater than or equal to 1, but a value that's less than 10. That's the correct way to write a value in standard form. Times 10 to the power of. Now if we have a positive value, a positive integer, it means our number is going to be greater than 1. Whereas if our value is a negative integer, it's going to be a number that is less than 1, i.e. 0 point something. So let's practice converting ordinary numbers into standard form. Starting with 2,300. So first we need to decide where our decimal place is going so that our value for a is greater than 1 but less than 10. So our decimal needs to go between the 2 and the 3. So that's 2.3 times 10 to the power of. Now, how many jumps did we need to get our decimal place there? That is 3. What this actually means is we would be doing 2.3 times 10 to the power of 3. 10 to the power of 3 is 1,000. So that's 2.3 times 1,000, which is 2,300. Now, what about if we've got a number less than 1? Again, we start with where we need to put our decimal. 6.7. Now, this number is less than 1, which means it's going to be a negative power. How many jumps did we need to do? 1, 2, 3. That's to the power of minus 3. Now converting standard form into ordinary numbers. Few different ways to do this. So 2.64, here was our original decimal. Now it's a power greater than 1, so we know we're going to have a bigger number. So we have 2.64, and that's 1, 2, 3 jumps. So our decimal would go here. Therefore our final answer is 2,640. Same again, we had 3.9, but now the indice is a negative, so our number is going to be less than 1, so we're going to fill up some zeros, but in front of our number, because we are jumping 1, 2 spaces now to the left. So our number is 0.039. Calculations now involving standard form, perhaps without a calculator. We don't need to convert each of these into ordinary numbers. We can take it step by step. 3.5 multiplied by 2 is 7. Now we can use our indice rules. So think back to your indice rules. If you need a recap, go back to our lesson. That's 10 to the 3 times 10 to the 4. So because our base values are the same, we add those indices. So that's 3 plus 4 is 7. So our final answer is 7 times 10 to the power of 7. Let's try another. 6.2 multiplied by 3 gives us 18.6. Now our indices, 10 to the 4 and 10 to the 3, that's times 10 to the 7. However, this is not correct standard form, because remember we need a value that is less than 10. So we need to move that decimal place, which means we need to increase our indice by 1 to get it to be the same value as it was previously. Now we're going to add. So these rules above would work exactly the same way as if it were a divide, but we would subtract our indices instead of add them. Now with adding, again, what you don't want to do is be converting these numbers into ordinary numbers. We can deal with it in standard form. What we do want to ensure is that the standard form is the same. This is 10 to the 4 and this is 10 to the 5. So we need to convert either 1.2 times 10 to the power of 4 into something times 10 to the power of 5, or vice versa. So if we leave our 1.2 times 10 to the power of 4 as is, but now let's just write our 4.8 times 10 to the 5. Now let's take this step by step. 4.8 times 10 to the 5. Let's write that as an ordinary number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps. So that is 480,000. Now if I wanted to put this as times 10 to the 4, that's 4 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. That's 48 times 10 to the power of 4. 48 times 10 to the power of 4. Make sure you've got your units lined up. That leaves us with 2, and then we've got a decimal point, 94 times 10 to the 4. However, not correct standard form because we need our number to be less than 10. So that's 4.92 times 10 to the power of 5 as our final answer.